Hello there. Hello, audience. How are you all tonight? Welcome to A Tale of D20s. We are finishing up a nice little two-shot of the game Root, the tabletop RPG, not the regular RPG. Anyways, I'm very happy to be back and be in front of all of you people on the internet, as well as, more importantly, my friends at this virtual table. Hi, friends at my virtual table. It's like I haven't talked to
Hi.
you. Uh, Welcome and good evening on the East Coast. Good afternoon, those elsewhere. So we have some fun things going on tonight. We're going to continue our game. Last time we made some characters, which was pretty intense. And then after that, we started off kicking it off like a big scene to thrust our players into motion. And that's where we're going to pick up. But before we do that, a little housekeeping type things. We are doing this as part of our Magpie Madness. Madness! With spooky season quickly coming to a close next week, I believe. Is it this week? What's today's date? Oh, yeah, next week. We have just a couple more games left, and we are really trying to raise a little bit more money for what you might ask. If you look over in that chat bar, what you can see is that we have raised $510 for the Trevor Project. What is the Trevor Project, you might be asking? Well, it is an organization that helps out LGBTQIA plus people in the United States. I think they're just national, right,
Oh
Omar?
no,
They're
they're
not.
international now.
They're international now.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So they're helping people all over the world. You are going to be part of a worldwide effort to help minors, I believe specifically, who need support in trying times where they may not have supportive family, friends, or an environment to get the help what they need to, just do the basics like getting some food. We all like food, right? I mean, come on. And as we're getting into November and December, at least in the Northeast, despite it being 80 degrees today, it will get cold and it will get cold quickly. Some of these people that the Trevor Project helps are unhoused and are just wandering the streets at night with no place to go. This will help people get the support they need and get off the streets and into a warm place. So please be willing to open your wallet a little bit and help us, get some more money raised. I will say right now, if we raise $10, $10 tonight, that's all I'm saying. I will allow our players to add an extra D6 at a very critical time. That could mean a lot. Do you see that face Omar made? He's Mr. Magpie Games. That means a lot. So $10, all I can ask for. If you get like $100, just 100 measly doll hairs. In this economy, that's like a pizza. Like, if you can do that, we will like it'll be a big surprise coming our way. Also, don't forget, since we are playing a Magpie game, they're our sponsor for this whole event. And they've been doing some really awesome work with giving us free stuff to give away. And who doesn't like free stuff? Regardless, if you can make a donation tonight. If you can't, that's fine too. I understand. Uh, I'm just coming off of work, coming into this stream, so I totally get it. But make sure you spread the word a little bit. Send out a message, send out a text, share it on Instagram or Twitter or wherever else you social media that isn't exhausting to you. Please. And um, make sure you put Magpie Madness, 2 words, Magpie and Madness, into the chat box during this stream. And on Friday, I guess, Omar, we will announce a winner. You could win something like a complete starter box for Root, the game, the very game we're playing tonight. So if you are so impressed by the silly voices and shenanigans that we will get into as vagabonds tonight, you might be able to win yourself your own box and start a game at your own table, wherever that may be. Uh, Physical copies, continental United States, I believe, is the one thing I got to add to that statement. But Oof, I think that's all the housekeeping type things I have right now. Tailweaver, do you want to cue that intro? Legasp. I also have like the Twitch open, so I'm like, wait, it's still not our faces. Oh, there it is. Delays. They're real, everybody. Speaking of everybody, I have done a terrible, piss poor job, I would say, of introducing my friends. Let's work clockwise. I believe we have a Zendaric Fabio in the corner. Would you like to introduce yourself, Trav, and
Oh,
tell us about your character real quick? Oh,
yes.
I did think about this on my way home from work. As we introduce each other today, please tell me something from your character's childhood that is a shaping characteristic about you today.
Ooh, okay. So on the fly. Love that little extra detail. Just throwing it out there. Okay, cool.
Huzzah, get those creative juices going. It's Monday, y'all.
Huzzah. Okay. My name is Zendaric, or my name is Travis, otherwise known as Zendaric, your resident wizard here at A Tale of G20s, and it is enchanting to meet you. Today I am playing Fabio Desquama Diorio, and he is an Italian wall lizard. And he is the Don of the family. That's the voice I had. Got it. I knew I'd get there. Okay. He is the Don. He is the Don, and he cares about money and ambition, and he wants to rule these forests. And the birds, they ain't so bad. Y'all, they shit when they fly, but don't throw stones from glass houses. I'll say that a forming moment of Fabio's childhood would be absolutely when there was when the Erie Dynasty did a parade of people, and it was meant to be like a raucous rah rah rah, like let's unite, and the Woodland, not the Woodland Alliance, the denizens were all supposed to be a part of it, and a parade of all peoples, and the birds turned it into a Just Me show. I was actually, as a small child, given a necklace, like a crown of flowers, by one of the birds. So even though it was like a shitty thing, as a kid, I had no perspective, and that's why I just like the birds. One of them was really nice to me as a kid, and that stuck with me.
Hey, that's all it takes sometimes. All right, moving clockwise. Let's talk to Badger, shall we?
Hey, hello everyone. My name is PJ McGaw. I survived the weekend at the very first Mystic Con 2024 in San Diego. I have my third cup of hot coffee, and I'm going to summon the pure goddamn power of Matt Berry to get through this. So let's freaking go! Badger, the Badger as he would be, is the arbiter of the denizens, as well as the alliance of whose name I'm not supposed to be speaking about. But I'll do it anyway. They're my best friends. Childhood trauma. I have none. You would not be traumatized as well if you grew up without parental figures.
What was your favorite childhood toy then?
My imagination. I had two things: hands and outdoors, and I had no family or relations or home. No. Did I cry? No. Only when I got older. Childhood was fine. It's adulthood that sucks. Kids never grow up.
Thank you, Peter Pan / Badger. Let's move right along here to Stacy.
Hi, I'm Stacy. I'm Stacy the Skink. Not any of those other things that people usually say. Um, so I mean, I guess I have a lot of trauma, which is why I'm so clumsy. So it's sort of hard to like pinpoint like one story to actually be able to tell. Um, but it was probably when I ruined Lizard Prom. Um, and I walked in and I tripped over my feet, which caused a streamer to get pulled, which then got caught in a fan that then whipped around and hit the disco ball that then crashed on the ground. Um, so, like, that's just one thing that just sort of stands out to me.
I love it. And rounding out this wonderful band of vagabonds, we have Mochi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tailweaver, aka Omar, here at A Tale of D20s, and I'm very excited to jump into this as a very special character will, I think, where did he go? Oh, did I scare you? Well, of course I did. It's just me, Mochi, the panda. Don't let the poo suit fool you. It's me being incognitus.
Don't say poo suit.
Totally fine. It's an open market now. You see that scary movie? Anyone can use the name now.
That's true.
But in any case, I am your sneaky, maybe conniving thief in the group, and I'm gonna make sure that we get what's owed to us, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, but if you want to know something about my past, all right, cue the waterworks, get yourself a tissue. This is gonna be a doozy. When I was a child, I was actually taken by the cats, the Marquis. They trained me to be an assassin of sorts, and well, I grew up in the shadows, and then I finally busted my way out and decided to make what's mine. You can all cry now.
Oh, got it. That's actually kind of fitting because you did come from very far away, and honestly, those fat cats aren't even in this neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So, very cool shout out. Another faction, y'all, that you can use in your own game of Root. Tonight we will be using scrolling. The Denizens, the Irie Dynasties, the Woodland Alliance, and a fun little group I call the Swarm. More on them later. Fabio, what was the last thing you remember happening last week during our session?
Oh, so much happened, actually. The last thing was... Mochi was chewing on some strawberries as we were leaving the town after talking with the mayor. Do you want more detail than that?
No, that's perfect. That's exactly what happened. We were at the Wind Gap Refuge, a denizen-controlled location, primarily, inhabited by a bunch of mice people, which is very cute and foresty and shit. We are headed over to Fire Hollow, as they are the next town in line after you all got scared away from the large crash from the red and green blinking lightning bug. If you guys haven't figured that out, that's an airplane. There was a large crate that had kind of crashed onto the ground, and a swarm of spotted lanternflies started taking over Oakenhold. You barely got out of there alive. You made it to Wind Gap Refuge. You were able to talk to Furbean Babble, the last little mayor there of Wind Gap Refuge. And from there, he had informed you that Kenzie Furfella, a fox folk from Fire Hollow. See all the F's there, that alliteration stuff. That's what you came here for, folks. They are living down in Fire Hollow, and they are actually part of the secret Woodland Alliance. They're kind of like the CIA, but for like the woods and creatures and stuff. They are a bit of a secretive organization that kind of support the denizens and regular folk of the forest. With all of that kind of dropped really quick, instead of it being for 3 hours, we got it in 22 minutes. How about that? So let's get right back into the action. And I got a question for my players. How would you guys like to travel? That's like a big thing in this game, traveling. You are not necessarily going on a specific path. Tailweaver, I don't know if you can throw the map up really quick, just as a reminder for our players and audience, perhaps.
Ah!
What is that noise?
It's squishing us. We're under it. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, this city's heavy. Ugh.
What do you, can you give us options, or what did you mean by that? Like, how do we want to travel? Like, as the bird flies, or like on the paths on the map? Like, what did you mean?
So, sorry. In the game of Root, the tabletop RPG, there are a couple ways you can go about. You can move slowly and forage, meaning you make your way to the next clearing, which would be Fire Hollow in this sense. But you would be traveling a lot slower since you're not going on a clear path. You are going through some woods. As you can see, there's no actual connection there between Windgap Refuge and Fire Hollow. You can move recklessly, which would have to make you guys take some exhaustion. Or I think there's 2 other modes, but that's really kind of the gist of it. It just depends on how fast you want to travel and how much leisurely time you're going to take to not use up your morale and I believe your exhaustion.
Are we traveling along the path or traveling through the forest?
You are traveling through the forest unless you would like to go to the Tree of Life first and then go to Fire Hollow, or if you would like to kind of go back to Oakenhold. Why did I name it that? That's such a silly name. I love it. Oakenhold or Fire Hollow. Like, there's a triangle here, and you can go whichever way you'd like. There was a little bit of urgency to the request from the mayor of Windgap Refuge to get over to Fire Hollow, because they are the clearing that stands between the Swarm and the Tree of Life.
I was going to say, if I recall correctly, I knew that was going to happen. I tipped over my coffee. If I recall correctly, the Oakenhold is completely taken over by the Swarm.
Correct.
So I think we have to ask ourselves, if we go along the route on the map, we're going to have to run into Oakenhold, which is now, Swarm Stronghold. If we break through the forest and maybe take a little bit of exhaustion and go right to Fire Hollow, we might be able to avoid that conflict. We might just be tired and a little out of it for the process. Those are how I see our options. Definitely up to y'all. What do you think? Or we could just go straight to the Tree of Life since it's closest and be like, let everything fall, and when the Swarm arrive, we have a badass Avenger-style last stand.
Just the 4 of you.
Just the 4 of us. Just being like Jon Snow, pulling out that sword as an entire swarm comes down upon him.
I will say that I looked up the stats. That will make it very difficult.
Okay, so I think the dawn. This forest is my home, and these bugs don't have any place inside of it. We need to go speak with the representative Sabine Dubois. Right? Is that who we're going? I forget. The person we need to go speak with. We better rush through the forest. We ain't got time to mosey about.
So Sabine Dubois is a is like part of the Fox Rebellion from Fire Hollow. Uh, Not necessarily
She
the
wasn't the name we were
person.
given. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kenzie Furfella was the name you were given, but you never know. Sabine Dubois, being your friend, may or may not know Kenzie and could arrange something potentially.
Oh, yeah, I do have Kenzie Furfella on my notes on my other page.
Ha ha ha! Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling.
Scrolling. Yeah, the Don thinks that we should go through the woods quickly.
Does anyone mind if I just sort of like hitch a ride on somebody's back? I feel like that's sort of safer than me trying to walk there. Otherwise, it might take us a lot longer.
Well, I kind of got my hands full as the kind of scene shifts, and you see if the GM allows, or I don't know if you have to roll for it. My attempt before we were to leave would be to snag these prize-winning strawberries, and I have an ability that would help with that called disappearing into the dark. See if I can stick to the shadows and steal me some strawberries.
Yeah, mark an exhaustion and hold 1.
Oh yes, it's 1 exhaustion.
So what you see here is they were gonna have this giant festival for the strawberries and everything. I think we talked about that last session. And there are, let's say, 4 different stands that you can see that have 3 or 4 tables just full, including like a giant wagon of strawberries behind each one of them. So there are strawberries all over the place. You kind of see them next in front of like that big town square where the mayor had kind of been hanging out and talking to you all in front of the fountain that was there. How would you like to go about doing this?
So, once everyone started walking away and deciding which direction that they want to go in, I slipped underneath the shadows, you know? I disappeared and made my way. And I have a bag, of course, and it's almost like a Looney Tune effect where they were placing it down 1 second and then I snag it and they say, "What? There's nothing there." And then they keep doing that, and every time I keep sneaking up and stealing all these berries that I could fit in my sack. Doing the same things at every table. When I just look back at them and be like, suckers. And just,
Are you just taking like 1 berry at a time?
oh no, I'm scooping them all up.
Oh, scooping. Okay, so, ooh, I love that, and I don't think you need to roll for it since you are losing and taking some exhaustion to do this. I will say though that everyone starts to look really sad as a large group of small mouse children come up to the tables and they're like, "Oh, can I please get some strawberries, sir?" And it appears that half of them are gone, and there just happens to be one of the strawberry farmers that was, happy to give them away to people, but is now kind of shocked and is going to blame these children for stealing all the strawberries instead of you. So you are successful in your gambit, but there is a whole town of children that will never be allowed to get free strawberries from now on.
At this stage in my emotional development, you see me looking over and it's like, they'll get older and they'll learn the truth how this world works. Oh, and continue walking. And that is one of my drives called greed. Well, at least I want to ask you a question. It says events when you secure a serious payday or treasure. I mean, stealing.
That is a serious payday. You took, I would say, at least 200 to 300 strawberries. You have a pretty big backpack, knapsack, whatever you want to call it, and it is bursting. In fact, we'll see what ends up happening because of this. But you are actually trailing some strawberries as you make your way out of town.
Yep. And then I stand to stick to the shadows until I pop up on the group just out of nowhere. They just notice me just eating these strawberries.
Excellent.
And I get to advance. Ooh.
You do get to advance. That was a great use of your drive for greed. And honestly, who do you startle first when you come out of the shadows?
Badger.
Oof. Badger, I think you're going to have to take Mark 1 for injury. As Mochi jumps out of the shadows, you happen to slip on one of these strawberries that falls out of his bag.
So as I kind of go ass over tea kettle and land, I get up and I go, "Who says? Dare they? What now? Quay? You there, friend of friends, my good time boy. I have one simple request of you." And you could start seeing the gears in his head are turning. He has a thought, but there's like some rust on the teeth a bit. And he goes, "Did you steal these berries?"
Now, how do you define stealing? I mean, like everything was grown from the earth, and isn't the earth belong to everyone? As I disappear for a moment in the shadows, and poof! Look at how good I am, right in front of your face.
Surprise! He's back. Trip
Yeah.
again.
I believe Ford the Ox Dictionary defines stealing as taking a goods or services without the initial payment required. So, if these were items that were not of your original being, that you did neither pay nor earn through consensual means, you stole it. You fucking stole it.
Well, if you want to go ahead and means an ox and fur dictionary and all that bar humbug, then yeah, I stole it. So what? Here, have a strawberry. And I throw one into his mouth.
I grab it. You know, I want to mooch my face in it, but I know that's not right. So I grab it and I say, "Listen, I am not one to make you change who you are. You are a special star on the night sky, very unique. However, I at least have to throw myself upon what I believe in as well." I take the strawberries that are on the ground, the ones that are like not secured in your bag, all the ones you're dropping, pick them back up, and I say, "I will now deliver these as children deserve strawberries." I rhymed. And I just start walking off with them to deliver the strawberries back to the village, as is my principle of my drive principles. Advancing when you express or embody your moral principles at great cost to yourself or your allies. I will definitely go there and say I stole them, and then I felt terrible about it, and I will give them back to the people.
Stacy, what are you doing during all of this?
So it depends on how much people want me to fuck shit up.
Fuck shit up.
Well, let's just say that there are several strawberries at this point on the ground.
So I feel like there are a couple things that would have happened. I think number one, when Mochi jumps out, I feel like there should be a chance that I drop my tail. And it just straight off falls off because I just am secondhand scared.
Secondhand scared. I love that so much.
So I don't know if that's a roll or if we just want to say that it happened.
Oh, it just happens. I don't think you need to
Okay.
roll that. Your tail can just pop off. You're a
Great. So my tail pops off, and it's just sort of like wriggling on the ground. And then I also feel like there would be an element of like just being so sort of oblivious and trying to figure out who the culprit of stealing the strawberries were. And so when Badger is going back to be like, "I took the strawberries," Stacy would be coming up and be like, "Actually, I found the actual culprit. I did some sleuthing," and just not even intending to, but just throwing Mochi under the bus and totally like debasing everything that Badger just said, because it was just like, "I just found these strawberries and I heard you were missing them."
And Fabia, what do you make of this?
Oh my god. Stacy, go pick up your tail. You're embarrassing the family. I'd like to
Pick up your tail.
I would like to use my move called Trust in Me. And I'm gonna like turn around and give death daggers to all of the vagabonds in my party after saying that to Stacy.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'll turn to the people and I'll say, listen, there was a little bit of a misunderstanding when we had a conversation with the mayor. He said that we were helping this town and we have to rush to go speak to some people. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a bibbity bobbity, you know, it's just, we'll get through this. And I'd like to try and soothe these people and sort of like just make it seem like it wasn't really a problem.
What was the name of that one? Was it Trust in Me?
Yeah, my ability is called Trust in Me. I get to roll with cunning, and on a hit,
Okay.
I calm their rage.
Yeah, you do see Furbean Babble looking pretty pissed off that all these children were so wrongfully accused.
So you see me just sort of like waving my hand and just like just using like bullshit like Don jargon. Let's see, 7 on the dice, 8, 9, which is still a
That's
hit.
perfect.
But it says now you choose one, so they reveal an unexpected vulnerability, they hesitate in their fury, and I get to create an opportunity, or they take you further into their confidence.
Now, before you go any further, I gotta ask, Mochi, seeing all this unfold, you had done the perfect con. You had pulled the best heist you could have imagined in this town. Would you like to help Fabio as he tries to like smooth things over with the Trust in Me?
Oh no, not at all. You know what? These crazy maroons decided to just go ahead and just give up the goods. I'm stealthing just waiting for them. I'm watching all this happen.
So you're at like the tree line, ready to go. You're like
I blend in with the trees.
eating the last of the strawberries you had in your hands, kind of a thing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Understood.
What's that saying? No, they ain't my monkey in the circus.
Not my monkey, not my circus.
There we go. That's
It
it.
totally is your monkey. You're the monkey in this circus.
It's literally your circus. You started it.
Oh my goodness. All right, Fabio, what would you like to do then?
Oh, on a hit, you calm the rage. Oh, I get to choose. Sorry, I thought you choose. I'll say. Oh God. What would be the easiest way to get out of this? I guess I'll. Oh yeah, go ahead. What do you? Yeah.
I was gonna make the recommendation that as you smooth things over, you are like a natural born smooth talker.
Mm-hmm.
You could smell like, you know, like Fabio, I suppose, but you could sell falling shit to the Irie if it really was necessary. That being said, I think that the mayor is Furbean is going to hesitate in his fury, creating an opportunity. Well, you know,
That's what I was thinking.
I think that honestly, you guys are doing a huge favor to not just me, but all of the woodland. And if it was up to me, I would have just given you a whole backpack full of strawberries if it would have helped you get on your way and stay nice and full on those not wintry, this is the fall, but those fall
Autumn
evenings,
trails.
those autumn trails with the leaves changing. Honestly, I'm kind of jealous y'all are taking this little adventure through the woods. It's going to be beautiful.
I'm so glad you understand that it was just a misunderstanding here. And we've managed to give most of the strawberries back. So please, and you see him like take a strawberry and like mush it into a kid's face. This beautiful mouse child is now happy.
in fact, here, let me give you one of these from my personal collection. And he like pulls out a bottle of strawberry wine and gives it to you, Fabio.
Ooh. Would this count as a treasure or payday?
You could count it as a small payday because I know you got some
Yay!
greed going on too.
I am greedy. I am greedy too, but I'm not that. I'm not as greedy.
You're a
as
you're a
Mochi.
different kind of
I'm a
greedy.
different kind of greedy. Yay! So I advance. I don't know what that means, so you have to remind me. But I will take that and say, you are too kind, and these will definitely warm our bellies and bodies this evening as we make camp in between here and Firefox Hollow. What is it?
Right, not right, right, and it goes right up to the Microsoft Edge of the cave.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Oh goodness, it's just Fire Hollow, no Firefox Hollow.
Because there's foxes at the at the Hawks.
I
Okay.
swear, if I go to the mines and I get some Google Chrome, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Oh, this is getting too close to real life.
I feel like
We better
Badger-
Netscape for us here as fast as we can.
Delete.
I feel like somebody needs inspiration for that. I think Badger needs some sort of inspiration
Yeah,
for that.
that was good. That was quick. That was very quick.
Actually, that was good. Badger, take a +1. I think it's ongoing to charm
Ooh, to charm. Okay.
because that was a good use of that silver tongue of yours.
I am a silver-tipped badger after all.
That's the thing. That's a thing that I just made sure was real.
So can we take that wine and then sort of tiptoe backwards to the tree line and meet Mochi?
Yeah, of course. And actually, while we were having this scene, I wanted to let it unfold and play out. And I looked up those specific rules for traveling through the forest. And I just want to make sure you guys know that if you're slowly foraging heavily, everyone will clear 2 depletion, and you will collectively mark 1 exhaustion from each band member, -1 to the roll. If you're going to go carefully avoiding trouble, you collectively mark 1 depletion or exhaustion for each band member. It's one or the other, keep that in mind, and you get +1 to the roll. And if you're going as quickly as possible, which sounds like what you guys wanted to do earlier, everyone marks exhaustion and depletion +2 to the roll.
Oh, okay.
So what I mean by that is when you travel from one clearing to another clearing in the forest, for example, from the den to from Wind Gap Refuge to Fire Hollow, for example, the band collectively decides how you're going to travel, and 1 member will roll for the group. So how would you guys like to do this?
I'll probably say out of character, probably get there as fast as possible. Seems like
Time's of the essence in this situation, it
time's of
sounds
the
like.
essence.
Those lantern flies will stop for no one.
I just rolled so someone else can roll.
Remind me again. Are we cutting straight to Fire Hollow? We're not going to Oakhold and then going to Fire Hollow. We're cutting
Correct.
straight to.
Straight through.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Straight through chugging this strawberry wine.
And munching on strawberries.
That actually sounds pretty good.
I
Okay.
like to think that the more drunk Stacy gets, the more like coherent she gets.
She just gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like less bad luck happens to Stacey
Correct.
as she drinks.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're like Bender from Futurama. It's like, okay, you're either not drunk enough or you're too sober. Whatever you are, you're not the right amount. Like,
Yep. Yep.
Need to-
Yep.
Okay, so that being said, I'll roll as well. What were the options again? We take an exhaustion or we take what?
Well, it sounds like you guys want to go quickly as possible, so everyone's going to mark exhaustion and depletion.
Just one of the check boxes, right?
One of each of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now you'll add +2 to your roll. It doesn't have a specific status, just a 2 die roll.
That's good because I got a 10.
Woo!
You got a 10. That's amazing. Traveling through this fall weather has just been so quaint and humbling. You really get a sense of self as you all travel together safely and without any harm uh, going between these two locations. I will say, though, that Mochi, you have those strawberries, right?
Yeah, I do.
And you've been occasionally dropping one here or there, I assume, or at least
Uh,
like the
The tops.
the
Mhm.
tops. Like no
Yeah.
one's eating those.
Yeah.
Not even a panda bear or a Pooh Bear, whichever one you happen to be today.
All the above.
uh, that's something to keep in mind. I will remember that as the GM. But what happens is, bottom line, you're safe. You rolled a 10. Your transit is largely safe. And so you're just like observing this beautiful fall day. You're listening to the non-human-ish birds chirping, I guess. You see other folk walking, foraging a little bit yourselves. Not that many, just like a couple here and there. But everyone waves hi, and you get that small town vibe that you just love so much from Wind Gap Refuge. And as you get further and further away, you're heading towards Fire Hollow. Your first day of travel kind of this is going to take you 2 days. One night, hotel experience. And your travel kind of is really relaxing. You tell stories with each other. I don't know if you want to now. You don't have to. But stories were told, and they were epic. Fabio has lived a long, wonderful life and has many fun things to tell people. But I will say, as the sun went down, roughly at like 5 o'clock, as it does right now in the fall, the fog kind of rolled in, and things are getting a little creepy and eerie. You're looking for a place to make camp, and you happen upon a dry creek bed where, after following it for, the past hour, you find an old mill. The wheel of this mill at a standstill as the creek has dried up. It doesn't look like anybody's around that you can see. It looks like it's been a while since anyone's really been in this neck of the woods. There's no obvious path to this place. You've been cutting your way this way and that way. But for some reason, this mill is calling to you. Maybe it's the fact that it has a roof and you can finally sleep with a roof over your head in the woods for once. But this seems to be a good place to stop. And for the evening, you can make a camp, do whatever you need to do. And I don't know, do you guys want to explore this mill at all? Check it out before you call it a night? Make sure everything's good? Is there anything you would like to set up for like a camp specifically?
I will draw out my sword, and I will investigate to make sure that this place is hunky-dory.
You're kind of cramping my style, dude. Let me show you how a real investigator works. As my plan is to dive into the shadows using my move yet again to see if I could sneak in and look what's inside.
And the Dawn is going to walk to the door and knock. Doof, 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 doof. Anybody in there?
Gently take the pommel. Rap, 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 rap. Hello? Creepy investigation unit making sure this place is not creepy.
I don't want to feel left out, so I take my tail that fell off and bang it against the door too.
Perfect. No one answers at all. In fact, as Stacy knocks on the door, the door kind of rots and breaks off
I
and kind of
turn
falls in.
I turn to Stacy and I say, "I'm Maron, you need to bury that. What are you doing still carrying your tail? Get rid of it."
I mean, it can be a good distraction at times. Look, it still sort of moves.
Yeah, you were always kind of extra. Okay. Keep it close. It's got some blood left in it. I'll like slither in.
I like look and I'm just like, does it?
Hold on, my brain is dumb, y'all. You said we slither in, and my brain's like, well, we knocked on the griffin door, so I guess at this point all we can do is slither in. Sis, stop me, please. I'm so tired. I'm so broken. Please stop me.
I was
Wait.
like, I know I'm not a snake. Why is he saying slither in? And then I was like, oh, the Gryffindor, Slytherin. Okay, duh. Yep, that's how slow I am. It took me a minute.
I mean, Badger, dare I say that your puns are terrible?
Oh.
Oh my
There
God.
was actually a raven's claw above the door on an old sign that you can barely make out a name for this mill. But
And is this badger just Hufflepuffing?
Yes. I am the hufflest of puffs. I'm literally the guy. I'm literally the guy.
as much
Let's go in.
so as you go in, you actually lose track of Mochi as they are disappearing into the dark.
I'll shout out, Mochi, we're going in.
Mochi's already inside.
Oh.
Mochi, tell me about how you sneak around, and are you looking for anything in particular?
Oh, I'm looking for something expensive. So, I want to use my breaking and entering, because I want to use my roguish speed of sneaking.
Okay.
And when I attempt that, and get out of a place I have to have been here before. No. Oh, no. It says, when you attempt roguish feats to get into or out of place you've previously been, you can mark exhaustion. Oh, nope, I haven't been here before. All right, never mind. So I'm just doing a regular roguish feat.
Yes.
All right.
So you're sneaking, and the place is empty. It looks like people actually took some time to really kind of close everything up as they were leaving this place. The riverbed dried up. So did the mill. No power to run the wheel. I would say the most expensive thing you can find in this place, though, is the millstone. However, it'll be very difficult to try to move such a thing. But a good millstone, this thing can go a whopping 5 miles an hour, I imagine.
Do I see any other doors? And I rolled a 13 on my sneak.
Oh, did you now? You do actually find another door that heads into a basement.
Oh, that's where the good stuff. And those schmucks over there, they don't deserve this payday. It's all mine. As I go down to the dark downstairs.
Okay. How well can you see in the dark? Because you don't have any kind of torch, as the British would say.
Google Panda Night Vision.
I don't know if that's a thing, but we can
Nope.
see.
Nope. I can't. I'm used to being in the dark, but I am sort of blind, so that I have no way of seeing.
I imagine that makes being a thief very difficult.
Intuition. I rely on intuition.
So, what intuition do you have when next to the old furnace in this basement and the large stack of wood that is kind of looming as a large black shadow in the corner? What would you intuition whenever you see 1, 2, 5 sets of red eyes in the dark?
Yep, that's a big nope. I'm going back. I think I saw more expensive stuff. Wasn't that wheel thing something good? And I just run and book it.
All right, you're upstairs. Are you gonna tell anybody
Oh
about
no, go
this,
through
or
whatever other door is there and continue to run through it until I run into the people. You just see "Ah!" It's just run across.
and you just like run out of the mill?
Now run
'Cause
to the
there's-
group.
Oh, you just run to the group. Okay.
Yeah.
Fabio, what do you think about this situation?
What are you screaming about? We just got in. We just got in here. What are you screaming about?
There's eyes. I saw monsters. I don't do the attacky stuff. I just steal in the shadows. But there's something creepy. Some
Badger,
really-
you said this place was safe. You
Yeah.
creep checked it.
I absolutely did not say it was safe. I was mocked for knocking on the door.
Someone
Well,
do
where are
something.
these monsters? Get ready, there's monsters coming, apparently. Stacy, get your tail. Get over here.
Wait, should I get the one that fell off, or should I get ready to drop another one?
I mean, you never know.
Okay, I just go towards.
Get ready to dual wield.
I go towards the trap door and just stand there with my butt facing the door, just waiting for the opportunity for my tail to drop and to provide a distraction using my "it's a distraction" move.
Oh, can you describe for me what that does?
You gain the roguish feat blindside when you attempt a roguish feat to blindside someone while they are distracted by environmental dangers. Roll with luck instead of cunning.
Oh, so
So it would sort of be like if they come up and it's sort of like, there's a snake on the ground. And it like gives everybody else a moment to like
no, that's
do something that actually matters.
okay. So like that's kind of exactly what I'm picturing here. You have just the one skink tail, or do you have two skink tails?
So
Walking
I
around.
have the one that fell off, and
Okay.
then it regrew.
Yep.
So I'm waiting to get spooked, so that way another one will fall off, so it has like the movement mechanism.
Okay. As you're kind of
She's holding the
preparing
first one
yourself.
as a whip.
Yeah.
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 Or a bludgeon, I guess.
Yeah.
Right now it's just a necklace, you know.
Okay, yeah.
So whatever had those red eyes in the basement, you start hearing them come up the steps. Dunk, 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 dunk. 5 spotted lanternfly scouts. Swords, short swords drawn. 2 of them have short bows. The swords themselves, though, are a little chipped and are showing some wear. These are not your like top tier S tier trained soldiers. These are definitely a scouting party that was sent ahead and would be considered expendable, I would say, but all said and done here.
I would like to introduce them to my personal Lord and Savior, Great Sword to the Face.
Well, I really enjoy that. What else are people doing? Because you see, Badger, you had like pulled up your sword as soon as you had heard about this from Mochi, so you're definitely prepared for this. So you'll probably go earlier in this, but I want to know what everybody else is doing before we kind of roll any dice.
I mean, I asked him what was wrong, and I said, if there's monsters, Stacy, grab your tail. So, I feel like I would have at least pulled out my crossbow.
Okay, so you have it ready.
Like in my hand, yeah.
Yeah. Stacy, you are holding one tail, am I correct? Or did you already put it on the ground at the top of the stairs?
No, I'm just sort of waiting with like my tail is still attached to me. I'm just waiting to get spooked so it'll pop off.
What about the other one?
The other one is just chilling.
It's not wiggling anymore?
No, at this point, that one has like stopped doing the wiggling. It's more of like a fresh drop response.
Understood. That's important to know.
So pretty much it's the type of thing like where like when you know something is coming and it still scares you anyways. So I figure like as soon as the door opens, I get scared because I don't know what's happening. drop my tail as a
Uh-huh.
way to like afford my other teammates to like get a extra attack, a sneak attack, a something like that,
Maybe
as they
like a,
are distracted by my tail.
or maybe like some of them trip over it.
Yeah.
I like where your head's at with this. Mochi, you were the one who was sneaking around. You saw all 5 sets of eyes. What are you planning to do before we roll some dice?
I have a move called Disappear in the Dark. I used it before, but now I'm actually going to use it for what it was intended to be. I slip in unnoticed. I take another exhaustion and hold one. And if I reveal myself, I can pop out and stab, but I don't have any weapons, so I'm just going to stay in the shadows. Good luck, everybody.
So you're not helping anybody. Got it.
I mean, I may pop out.
You
But
may
right
pop
now...
out. You may pop out. Okay, so I think in our order of events here, door flies back open. 2 sets of spotted lantern flies. Those are some of those red eyes that Mochi had seen in the basement. They pop out, both having long swords in their hands. Stacy, I imagine this startles you, even though you knew there were people down there.
Correct.
Does your tail pop off at this point?
That is what I would like to have happen as part of my it's a distraction move.
Okay, perfect. That is an environmental thing because it's part of you and you're part of the environment. I'm going to classify in this situation.
Awesome.
So your tail goes wriggling about on the floor, and as the first 2 spotted lanternfly soldiers or scouts take their first like 3 steps, they both fall forward onto their faces. So 2 of these people are now on the ground, prone as ass over tea kettle.
Do I need to roll to see if they did actually fall?
Let me
Because
quadruple check.
part of my move says roll with luck instead of cunning.
Yeah, so I would like you to roll with luck then.
Okay. And it's 2d6, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Ah! We're dropping dice on the floor. That would be an 11.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so not only are the first 2 blindsided by this wriggling tail, it, in typical Stacy fashion, flips up off the ground, like bounces, and it's like wriggling like a fish almost, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And then like smacks the next 2 guys on the steps, and you just hear the third one get knocked backwards by the first 2 that are still on the steps, and they're going to end up taking some harm because of that, because they just fell down some steps. So for all intents and purposes, you have hit this small mob of creatures for one harm. I will say between all of them that there's a couple more harms that need to be done before they've all been taken care of. And that's where I think we're going to pick up with Badger as the other 2 kind of scramble back off their feet, kind of confused. So you'll have an advantage. They won't be able to attack you as you make an attack on them. But it sounds like you want to engage in some melee combat, Badger.
Oh, absolutely. When you have a great sword, everything's a meat person. That's the meat cut. So I'm going to let's try something fun here. I'm going to do a cleave as a weapon skill.
That's perfect, because these first 2 spotted lanternflies that you saw, they actually are wearing some armor. It's pretty worn, like there's not much to it, but that cleave will bust open all of that armor and will open up for some regular melee attacks in the future.
Excellent. So here, I roll, correct? For roll might?
Yes.
All right, roll might. Okay, so that is going to be a 10 on the dot.
Yeah, all of their armor kind of like falls off as you crack. They had, spotted lanternflies. They love their trees, their wood. That's what they eat. They're wearing this. You thought it was metal armor, but it turns out with that cleave that you just were, being a frontiers person and are just splitting wood because that armor was made out of some of the wood that they had harvested as being part of the swarm. And that just cracks in half. It's open. So there's nothing preventing any kind of injury from any other weapon. Fabio, you see that happen. What are you planning on doing? You had readied your crossbow.
Yeah, I am going to. Can I use one of the weapon feats if I don't have it at disadvantage, or it has to have it? Have the, like, keyword. Like, can I do a vicious strike? Or no? I don't. I have
That
no.
That is one of your. No, that's not one of yours. You are the envoy.
No, I have quick shot. I guess I could do a quick shot too.
You could do a quick shot.
So I see that I see that their bodies, their armor has been opened up, and I've dealt with various creatures before, maybe some insectoids before, and I know that they're weak when they're exposed in their underbellies. So I'm going to say,
I think with the quick shot, you roll with luck.
okay. I'm gonna say, you think you can outsmart this lizard? I've been crawling through the cracks and the crevices long before I even had legs to stand on. Pow! Pow! And do the quick shot and try and shoot it in the stomach with my crossbow, with the quick shot ability. And I rolled, what do I add?
I believe it's luck based on these weapon move triggers.
That's a 6.
Ooh, Stacy, would you like to help? Or actually, Mochi, you're in the shadows. You see this happening. You see Badger breaking open this armor, just burst splinters flying everywhere. Fabio, in the midst of all that action, takes his lucky shot to get this off, and it just seems like these bugs are kind of like not in the right place. If they were just, pushed a little bit more, maybe that would help. But would you like to assist in any way, shape, or form?
Oh man, they got this. Come on, they got this. I mean, they can't just leave him there. Just can't do. Oh, that's gonna sting. All right. If they die, then I die too, and I will pop out of the shadows. And hidden reveal yourself. I can spend a hold to reveal myself suddenly without warning, and if I do that to attack someone, I can take 3 on this roll.
So what I was going to posit to you is, since you're going to help, you can use like the help move instead of necessarily attacking. I would be willing to add 3 to that roll that Fabio made on the quick shot. If that's fine with you.
I'm totally fine with that, yeah.
Excellent. So you kind of pop out of the darkness, pushing both of those bugs. You put one hand on each of their backs. You touch the soft, disgusting wings that these fucking bugs have, and you push them forward just enough to get them at the right angle that Fabio's bolts make contact, and each of these bugs will take an additional harm, or an additional injury, I think is the word I'm actually looking for here. Or no, I'm thinking of harm. Sorry, y'all that are listening. I'm first time GM over here, still getting all the names down from the other big tabletop game that's out there.
So that essentially makes it a 7 then. So then I still have to choose one from the list for my
No,
quick
it's
shot.
3. So 6 plus 3.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a 9 now because he used that hiding in the dark ability.
Oh, it's still 7. It's 7 to 9, so it needed to be a 10. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you though. I will choose don't mark an exhaustion, but I'll mark a wear on my device.
Perfect.
Because I paid for 1 extra wear. So I think it has...
Oh, understood.
So I think the crossbow comes with 3, so I have 1 of 3 wear, right?
Yep.
And then before it needs to be repaired?
I believe that is what I saw on the crossbow last.
Sorry, I need to pull that item up.
Totally understand.
So, but it does inflict injury to them.
Perfect. So you've now, between the collective 4 of you, dealt 2 harm to these 5 insects, these spotted lanternflies of the swarm. Stacy, are you growing a new tail yet, or what's happening? What are you doing?
What's the science?
How does this work? How do tail?
So I sent you a message on Discord because I have an idea of something that I want to do. But I don't know if we can make that work.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Absolutely, we can.
Okay, great. So what I'm imagining is that in the process of this whole thing, the tail that she had around her neck falls and she ends up tripping. And she trips and falls back into a lever
Yep.
that releases the millstone.
Yeah, so it's wild, in fact. The way that this mill is set up, that there's a flat millstone where things are rotating on the bottom that's getting ground up. And then there is a secondary millstone that is kind of already on its side, ready to go, conveniently, like a wheel from an Indiana Jones movie. And you thought you hit a lever, but instead what you actually did, the wood in this place is so rotten in places that the wood that was like kind of holding it in place
Yeah.
just snapped. In fact, it just spun around, wobbled a bunch, and then went dunk, 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 and is rolling right at that basement stairwell. What would anybody else like to do before the following action ensues?
Is it safe? Do we have to get out the way?
I mean,
that's up to you.
I sort of
God.
figure like if it keeps going, like we could all get hurt, and like if it hits the walls, like it's gonna come tumbling down.
I think you're onto something there, Stacy. You've had a lot of experience with things like becoming destroyed around you. Is there anything you'd like to shout out to your fellow vagabonds?
I think you just hear a high-pitched eep. And I feel like that sound just sort of brings people's attention to the now like beginning to roll millstone in everybody's direction.
Yeah, this giant dozens of pound millstone, because you're all their little animals, keep in mind,
I
is rolling at you.
My hope will be that I will be able to escape the certain death that could occur from being crushed by a millstone.
Yeah.
So that way I can accomplish my thrill drive.
I definitely think you got there with your thrill drive.
Perfect.
You have escaped certain death in this situation. That is for sure.
Great.
As this happens, that rotten piece of wood seemed to be structural, actually. And now there are multiple pieces of wood kind of falling from the ceiling of this mill. And what are y'all doing?
I'd like to leave. Stacy yeeped. Stacy screeched. We gotta go check on her. Come on, let's get out of here. These bugs are dying. I ain't getting squished.
So, hold on, just from my brain. So we are in a group. The bugs are coming up the stairs. They're kind of at a choke point, and the big stone Indiana Jones wheels coming up from behind us to the choke point.
Yes. Yeah, so it's like it's a rectangular room, and there was a door kind of in the middle on the left-hand side that was like going downstairs. You could kind of see where the walls cut out for the staircase, kind of a thing. And in the center of the room, as mills generally have in this kind of setup, you saw the big long piece of wood going to the outside where the outdoor water wheel was. That's the actual piece that was rotted and broke away. So now this central millstone is rolling down kind of at you all, just in the way that Stacy fell into this, it kind of like pushed it towards herself.
Okay. So here's what I want to do. See the wheels coming behind me, and I have the bugs in front of me. I want to basically like vex and antagonate the bugs so they stay in the chokehold point until the wheel is like past the point of no return, and then I'm just gonna badger dive out the way. So it's like, fight, ha ha, and then they get hit by the wheel.
That actually sounds like a trick, so I'd like you to roll cunning for me.
Oh, badger, not that smart. Okay. Yeah, it's a 7. It's not good.
Hey, on a 7, they actually overreact to this, forgetting the fact that there's other things going on around them. They just focus on you. So as you kind of, I'm going to fight you, and like back away, you reveal this giant millstone rolling in front of them, taking them, squishing them in place right in front of you as it goes, and almost pretty much like takes out the whole wall and staircase, and more of this building is starting to collapse.
I think I killed them all. They're dead now. You're welcome.
I would like to think, because I nearly have full exhaustion, that in sitting in the shadow unseen, I'm just kind of oh man, I need to work out more often. And as this scene happens and he jumps aside, I go down with the building, and I want to see if I can use my roguish feat of acrobatics to kind of hop from I'm a small little thing. Well, actually, no, I'm a big bear. But try to kind of hop and make my way underneath the actual building itself and precariously escape.
Oh my gosh. What is the actual move you're doing here then with that?
I am rolling with roguish feat acrobatics.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, that's 6. All right, so that is going to be an 11 on the die plus 3, making that a 14.
Do you just have like 10s and everything? Like, how is this happening? You were
No,
rolling so well tonight. This is amazing.
I had to roll with finesse when I do my roguish feat.
All right, Mochi, tell me what happens. You are going to be able to definitely do everything you want to with this with a 14.
All right. So the entire place is just crashing down as everyone escapes out, and you all just notice that Mochi's is not there at all. Meanwhile, as you cut, Mochi's just running underneath just pillars and all types of things, just going and just nimbly jumping, and Kung Fu Panda flipping over each and every single one of them, trying to make his way underneath before this entire house comes crashing down. And kind of when everyone makes it out and it all falls apart, when the dust settles, you just see this very dusty and tired panda bear just I need a drink.
Oh my gosh. Fabio, did you get out in time?
Yeah, I did. I saw Badger doing all of the occupying of the bugs and the millstone and Stacy Screech, so I turned around and I got my scales out of there. I wasn't
It's like
going
a lizard
down.
thing, right?
Yeah, it's like a lizard thing. I wasn't going down with this ship. I took, gotta keep my scales sharp. I got a family to watch out for.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I slithered my way out of there before I get squished.
Yeah, those lizard senses. Sometimes that lizard brain just gets tingling,
You gotta go.
I will say, you have successfully done way more than I thought possible in this mill. And I think we're going to take a break here in like a second. But who here fulfilled one of their drives so far today? I think everybody has, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what we're going to do right now to kind of split this session into like 2 mini sessions, let's do an advancement. everybody fulfilled their drive, so I think that allows you all to choose one of the advancements.
Woo! I'm actually.
Question. Oh,
I believe that's page 170 in the book for those following along at home. But you can add one to a stat, making a max +2. You can add +1 move from the starting playbook. You can add a move from a different playbook. You can add +2 weapon skills, +2 roguish feats, +1 harm box to any track, +1 to +2 connections, +1 basic move mastery, and a +2 weapon skill mastery. So you can kind of add some things. I know, for examples, Fabio, you were trying to use like a vicious strike. You could add that right now with your weapon skills if you really wanted to with this advancement, or something else that you're looking at. But while you all make those decisions, I think now would be a good time to go on a quick 10-minute break.
Woohoo!
Great job, everybody.
This is so good.
See you soon.
The
Awesome.
Dawn approves.
Awesome. And all of y'all in the audience right now, please stay tuned. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Go get yourself a coffee, get yourself a water. You need to drink water. Please drink some water. And remember that we have our donations in the chat area of that box. It is live right now. So make sure that if you have the funds and are able to do so, please think about donating to the Trevor Project. Remember, I said, if we get $10, somebody's going to get an extra dice somewhere. And if we get $100, something ridiculous is going to happen. And I can't wait to see what happens for the rest of this evening. So we'll be back in 10 minutes, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.
Hey, everybody, we're back. Look at that. We all went to the bathroom, and now we're back. How wonderful.
Yay.
I also may have had a taco. You know, got to do what you got to do on a Monday night. Am I right? So we are, again, playing some Root here, the tabletop RPG by Magpie Games. Speaking of Magpie, make sure you drop the words Magpie Madness into the chat if you want to be interested. If you are interested in trying to win some free swag, we're giving away core boxes of Root. If you would so choose that, there's a couple other ones like Passion de la Pasiones. I think that's how you say it. Masks, the superhero,
Aphelion,
that one.
right? Or Empyrean? What am I saying wrong? Empyrean! What is it? Is that it?
Empyrean, yes.
Oh, Empyrean, sorry.
Empyrean. That's the
Empyrean.
one. So type in Magpie Madness if you have any interest in winning something really cool like that. We're going to probably announce it on Friday, if I am correct, Tailweaver.
I believe so. Friday or Saturday. You can go to taily20s.com/events.
Y'all gonna make me liars. You're gonna make me liars. It is the 24th and the 31st.
Oh.
Exactly. So whatever that means, just make sure you're here, I think, on Saturday, and I think we're going to announce it. Whatever. Friday, I'm being mouthed. I think that's the 24th because I can do the calendar right. 24th is the Thursday. Look at me go.
I feel like y'all are like bringing Stacy into your true inner being right now.
I definitely am bringing on some Stacy into my life right now. It's like that clapping song. It's like Stacy, you know. But don't forget.
That's not my name.
That's not.
That's
Oh, okay.
You mean
Erica
we're not
knew what I was
doing
talking about.
Yeah,
Stacy's mom
they
has
call me
got it
Stacy.
going on.
I was thinking that's what I was like. Stacy's mom's got it going on.
No, that song is just way too creepy in retrospect. Like, why is
Yeah.
Stacy's mom hitting on a high school child? Like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Where is Stacy's dad in all of this? I don't want to know.
As a new mom, the amount of TikToks and reels that were making jokes about like calling their kid Stacy when they were born, so that way the mom could be Stacy's mom, was obscene.
Do you see, internet? Do you see what you've done?
Oh my god.
This
It's
is just as,
ridiculous.
this is just as cringe as like the huge amount of people that named their daughter Daenerys, and then season 8 happened, and they're like, "Oh, do we kill her and make a new one? How do we?" Oh.
Is it too late?
Yeah, they're like they gotta be like 6 at this point in time.
Ooh, they're
Shit,
young enough where if we change their name, they won't know.
Yeah.
So, thanks everybody. Thank you, internet. Thank you for all that. We're here playing Root. We just destroyed a mill. Pretty cool stuff. Killed some bugs in the process. An invasive species, I may add. Let's see here. We have not raised any additional funds yet for the Trevor Project, and I know y'all want to see some fun things happen with dice rolls. So if you have it in you and are able to donate to the Trevor Project, we are trying to raise some money to help out those in need who may not have access to support that they could really use right now, especially as the weather starts to turn all across the United States. Even though they are a worldwide organization, the Trevor Project is helping LGBTQIA plus individuals, minors, people that do not necessarily have a right of their own to get a job that can pay really well, or like do much without like a high school diploma if they're getting kicked out of their house. So the Trevor Project really helps out and gets support to people who need it. So think about donating if you can. If you cannot, I understand. It's not easy for everybody. Make sure you're spreading the word then, and that's how you can help us.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened.
It
Oh my
happened.
God, Zendark! Zendark's just trying to get extra dice for himself. I
It's called thinking smart.
Whatever it takes, y'all. That being said, we are $60 away from some crazy shit happening, and I really want to see the crazy shit happen. So,
I figured I'd help us get at least there, at least a little bit closer to that. So,
yeah, and honestly, with $40 to support, I think everyone's going to get an opportunity to get one extra die to a roll. So, if there's anything that happens for the rest of tonight, and any of you have like a roll that's like a 6, and you really wish it was better, you got an extra die to add to what's going on. A little help from the crowd, as you could say.
Yay!
Yay.
I wanted to donate and I just couldn't do it on my stream while running the back end and everything.
While running a game, you know?
And I was like, I have to donate this year, so I'm happy to do it and help the team here too.
Excellent. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And if anybody else wants to follow suit, we are $60 away from some fun shit happening. Let's get back into it. You guys just destroyed where you were going to sleep tonight. What the fuck is your plan?
Oh, sorry. Before we get into this, should we discuss our advancements or no? Save that.
Tell me one thing, because a lot of you guys had been able to fill out both of your drives, either between the last session and I kind of forgot because I'm bad at this, or from today filling out 2 of your drives from the various scenes that we had played out. So if you want to give me one or both, it's up to you. Let me know what you're picking.
I chose the poisons and antidotes from the Ranger playbook. So Fabio is harkening back to his youth and when his school days, and is now looking for the black moss on behind the tree and the elder root knot and some gangly mushrooms before we go to sleep tonight.
Hey, Fabio, do you need a tail of newt?
I do need tail of newt. Yes, thank you, Stacy. That actually is fabulous. Perfect.
Is it tail of newt or tail of skink?
I mean, in a pinch, everything works out,
Yeah, I mean, same. I would be totally making my ecologist sister sad by saying that skinks and newts are the same, but
Isn't one in it like? No.
6 to 1, half dozen the other. It's close enough.
Yeah, we're working with
it. So, So Fabio's gonna try and brew poison or antidote.
I love it. Let's go across and up, or down. Sorry, looking at the wrong screen. Stacy, skinks are the only information I have about skinks is from Angry Beavers. So tell me what you did to advance.
So I took the move Better Lucky Than Good.
Oh, and what does that do?
When you use a weapon move, basic or skilled, mark exhaustion to roll with luck instead of the listed stat.
Ooh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yes. I really like that. And you naturally have like a +2 to luck, so if there's any other pluses out there, you're going to be rolling pretty nicely.
And I figured the whole idea is like, Stacy's klutzy, and she gets out of it weirdly just by like
encapsulated by our last interaction we just had.
So
that's wonderful. I think that's going to turn out really well for the group. Trust me on this in the upcoming scenes we have for the rest of the night. Badger, what did you pick?
So I decided to get, with my 2 advancements, I spent 1 to get 2 weapon skills, and they are parry and storm a group in case we fight another collective of the swarm.
That may also come in handy. We'll see.
Figured it might be useful. And also I decided to use the other one to reach over into the Ronin and pull out the fealty move. Basically, I can choose a cause or something I swear to, and then I take exhaustion to re-roll a failed skill check that is, kind of being done to further the cause.
Ooh, I like that.
And I've decided that at least for this run through, my cause will be the plan to stop the swarm. The narrative. I'm making an allegiance to the narrative. 1 GM, underdog. with liberty and justice for dice.
I love it. Cool. I want to see how that plays out, actually. So last but definitely not least, we got our panda bear of the hour, Mochi.
Let's just say Mochi took something from the Harrier, which is the fast playbook, and we'll be moving very quickly and doing some very uncouth acrobatal things with these two new moves. And you'll see exactly what they do when the time is right.
I just think it's hilarious associating the terms acrobatic with like panda bear. That is like not something that I like put like and like together kind of a thing. So I am excited to see that happen. Kung Fu Panda style.
Right? You've seen those pandas tumble down the hills when they're playing with their handlers.
Dave.
This one just gets up and continues through the door.
Pandas barely know how to eat without assistance. So like I'm very impressed by Mochi and everything that Mochi's been able to accomplish. So let's get back into it, as they say on other shows. You just broke down your house. Or not your house, but like the place you were going to call your house for the night. You guys all seem pretty exhausted. What are you planning on doing? You want to camp out here, or you want to move a little bit and then camp? What's your plan?
Should we get off the road? I need to rest. I don't know if I can stay up any longer.
We shouldn't stay here, though. We made a huge ruckus. Who knows when more of them bugs are gonna come? They usually smell each other. This place is tainted. I ain't feeling too bad right now. Let me see if I can do something. And can I maybe scout? Since I only have one exhaustion, so is there something that I could do that would potentially let me find another like cave or something that we could go by that's nearby?
Yeah, definitely. And with the awesome roll that you all had at the outset of this travel, I would say that you, even though in the dark, you maybe picked up an extra piece of wood from the mill that you knocked down, and you're able to like kind of get it going as like a small flame to kind of guide your way. And after like a half hour of moving on from that location, you're able to find another, following that creek bed, you're able to find like a cutout in the creek where it makes like an oxbow almost. It's still connected. I guess it wouldn't be connected because it's a dried out oxbow part of this creek, but there is like a nice overhang where you would have some protection from the elements and be able to camp for the night.
Oi! Yous, come this way! I found a clearing that suffice. And I'll sort of like wave the torch and signal to them. I'm gonna start making a campsite.
Can I help at all?
No, don't let her touch anything. Don't let her touch nothing. You guard her. Just I need to rest. You just...
Wait a minute. Are you asking Badger to guard
Yes.
Stacy while you guys set up camp?
Yes.
Stacy,
Nice.
I think it's best if you don't touch anything. Not even yourself. You're basically like a yo-yo of destruction. Tails
Oh.
everywhere. So you just stay right here, and then we'll make sure you're safe inside later. And I'm gonna go over and try to help Fabio, assuming no. I stop, I turn back, I walk over to Stacy. In fact, I'm gonna stay here with you.
I mean that's nice. Nobody else really seems to want to hang out with me.
That's not true. We think you're an amazing young woman. You're just a force of nature.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, it could be both. Think of it as like a hurricane, fire, storms, swarm of insects, tsunamis. They are powerful. They can give things to people, but sometimes they give too much. When they do, they tend to obliterate everything. So it's good and it's bad.
I still don't know if this is. I don't know. I feel like this just makes me sound like a natural disaster that people send acorns to for disaster relief.
But hey, people like to donate acorns, or else how would others get acorns? Circle of life.
I mean, I guess.
Look, the way I look at it, there's no point in being graceless with yourself. Graceless though you may be, you can't deny yourself that you are still you. You have an interesting power about you. Without you, we would not have had that stone destroy all those nasty bugs. We wouldn't have done that without you.
Okay. I mean, I still feel like at least Mochi doesn't like me. I feel like Fabio has to like me because I'm family. I don't know. I mean, you're pretty nice for at least like trying to make me feel better.
Well, if there's one thing I have learned from being a knight errant of the people, is that people don't always like you. You can't make them. You can't force them to. You find the ones that like you because they have to. You find the ones that like you because they want to. You find the people. They're not looking for you, but when you find them, they won't leave. Just finding them is so bloody hard.
I'm gonna come around the corner and I'm gonna say, hey, I don't mean to break up this deep conversation, but unless you plan on talking the tenant to pitching itself, maybe you get those hands busy. This camp's not gonna set itself up, okay? Capiche? I got the fire going, I got the pot going. How much more you got in my hands? And I'm gonna toss a sack to them, and I'm going to mark a depletion and say that I had a small, like, bedroll and some camping supplies.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just make sure you mark that depletion, because you're pulling out all your random camping supplies. Is anybody else contributing to this camp setup or with anything specific?
Nope. Good night.
I will contribute in hopes that this gets done quicker and faster.
Perfect. Yeah. Also mark one depletion. You also pulled out an extra couple bedrolls from your knapsack, and got things done just a little bit faster. So the night goes on. Despite the potential sounds of the marcassette in the air, you did not encounter any additional cats or catfolk. It was a blissful night of sleep after being so exhausted, Mochi, and you wake up the next morning, and I believe all that exhaustion should be gone.
GM, will I have collected enough reagents to potentially brew maybe a single dose of poison this evening in the cave?
So I would say that you rolled well enough in that traveling roll with the Badger had done earlier. And if you wanted to slow down a little bit, like slow your roll, as you could say, pun included there, you'd be able to forage a little bit, and you can erase all those depletions that you had marked so far.
That is what Fabio will suggest in the morning.
Okay, because you notice, like to be honest, like those 5 spotted lanternflies were like not super tough. So you kind of like overestimating your abilities a little bit as a group, I think. And so you slowed down. You didn't like run to Fire Hollow as fast as you probably could have, but you did forage and you collected some sweet mushrooms. I think some of them were even red with white caps, and after you cut them, they turned a strange blue color.
Ooh. I think I've read about this in a book I found. Let's smear this onto something.
Once everybody wakes up overnight, I would like to have tried to create some sort of like friendship bracelet for everybody as a way to try to apologize for fucking everything up.
I love that so much. That was perfect. Excellent. So you actually, y'all did it. You camped, you foraged, you got to Fire Hollow. And upon entering the small little village of Fire Hollow, you notice that there's all these foxen folk, is what I'm going to go with. And they are kind of going about their normal business, except for, like, you got into town on, like, the north side, and where there's, like, no road. So you just, like, kind of walked into, like, a field where, like, the fox had, like, a bunch of chickens in a coop. And they were collecting some eggs, and you kind of like scared them. And in natural Stacy form, they like dropped a bunch of eggs after you scared them, and Stacy dropped her tail again, I would assume.
Yep, probably.
So that was fun. Create to destroy, as one would say. And so after getting into town, you kind of start looking, and actually, Fabio, did you want to meet up with your old friend?
Yes, I would absolutely. I'll say, here's where we part ways. Please give my regards to... Notes. Kenzie Furfella. I am going to catch up with...
Sabine Desbois.
I know, I'm saying to them,
got it.
Give my regards to Kenzie Furfella. I'm going to go see Sabine Desbois.
Perfect. Just what we wanted to do in last hour of a two-shot. Split the party.
I mean, you literally just suggested it. I wasn't gonna. I didn't have to.
I was suggesting the whole group go to Sabine Desbois.
Let's all go. Let's rewind.
But you guys can do whatever you want. Stacy, Badger, what do you want to do?
I suggest we go to Sabine Desbois.
I mean, I think we need to go to the Tree of Life. Oh, we have to meet Sabine at Fire Hollow, don't we?
Well, Sabine is one of Fabio's old friends from the Fox Rebellion in Fire Hollow, and the person that you were actually looking for is Kenzie Furfella. But you never know. Sabine might know who that is, being from Fire Hollow themselves.
That was my thought, as above board. Oh, also, is Mochi here, or is Mochi still skulking in the darkness?
It appears that Mochi is definitely skulking about in the darkness.
Oh, okay. Oh, there they are.
Even though it's daytime, I don't know how this happened. Must have been a dark corner somewhere.
Shadows. I can look into any shadows.
Just general shadows, folks. Are you trying to scare people again?
No. I'm actually probably behind everybody. Just still I feel great, but I'm still a little sore everywhere. I mean, I did just parkour my way through an entire house.
It's not like a building fell on you or something. Awesome. So, Fabio, where would you have found Sabine in the past?
Oh,
is there like a particular little like inn / bar or something, or would it have been more like a classic woodland Italian restaurant?
So yeah, there is a classic Italian restaurant here, but Sabine runs she's a sharp mind and a fiery presence.
Yeah.
So she actually, I would say, is usually at her, not tabloid, like like her, she like runs like one of the newspapers, you know what I mean? So
Okay, like
she's
the town crier.
The town, yeah, she's like the town crier. And then, that's part of the secret. Like, people wouldn't expect that the town crier is actually a rebellion. But that's how she also stays up on all the news. So she's
It's almost like the propaganda writes itself. Anyways, continue.
yeah, so she's probably in like the main market square or like the town center. So she's always dressed when she's working, she's dressed very loud and wants to be seen. And when
Oh
she's
my
not
God, I love
working,
this so much.
when she's not working, she's very demure and mindful.
And mindful. Very nice. God damn it. Anyways, we got there, folks.
She doesn't come to work with a green cut crease.
I'm not mindful.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. So
I suggest we go to like the center of Foxfire Hollow. Fox Hollow. Put the map up.
Fire. It's just Fire Hollow. It was 2 words that you put together on a random D6 table. It was like.
To be fair, there's a fox face on the Fire Hollow. Like, I think that one might be.
Seashells by the seashore.
Yeah.
It looks so like the.
It's my fault. I did too many alliterations. It's clearly on me.
It's
I
so
accept
funny.
that. So yeah, you end up at the town crier. That's the name of the establishment of this newspaper, actually.
Great.
And kind of standing like this. It's almost like that classic like small town feel where like the shops have like the big windows in the front. And it's like a 3-panel window sort of storefront with a door, then 3-panel window kind of a thing. And you enter through the door and you're like ding-ling-ling-ling, and the bell goes. And at a desk, there's not really like a front stand thing where like people are like buying things like at a store, at a shop, you could say. But there is just like several desks running along the sides of the wall and like what would look like a Gutenberg like printing press type thing, like press it down, like manual kind of deal. So they do have a newspaper. Believe it or not, this is a very technologically advanced set of woodland creatures, folks. And you see this like turtleneck wearing fox with like a sport jacket, kind of like knit. It's like homespun, but it is like a sport coat. It's like a dark gray charcoal, almost a black, and like a light gray wool turtleneck underneath. And there is Sabine Dubois.
I will walk in like full presence and say, Sabina, my Sharonad, it's still running this place like a true queen, I see. I hope you've got a seat for an old friend. I've got some stories that'll make your whiskers curl, and I need some help.
You call upon me, Sabine Dubois? I am here, as always, influencing this entire town, and I have plenty of stories. Do you not read my paper?
Come here, doll. Why you acting like that? We go way back. You forget your friend. It's Fabio. I ain't no regular lizard off the streets. Who scares you think
many
you're talking
lizards. I know many lizards in many places. But I do remember you, Fabio, even though you hate the denizens.
We're working on it. The birds, what can I say?
Yeah,
the
those
birds pay me so
fucking birds.
well.
Those fucking birds don't have any respect for us. You know I'm in the Woodland Alliance.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to smooth things over. Look, let me introduce you to my friends. Come here. You remember Stacy? She's my niece. She's a
The
grown
clumsy
up.
one? I spent 6 days fixing my press after she was here last time.
She's grown up so much. Don't worry about it. Stacy's got her tail all under
my
control
goodness.
now. Come here, Stacy. Give her a kiss.
Oh, a kiss.
My tail just falls off.
It like hops out the door, like want none of this.
All right. I'll come here, and I'll like hug her close. This is Mochi, and
Mochi, you are delicious. Let me.
No. You can keep that to yourself. Yeah.
and this is Badger.
Oh, Badger, you look like such a strong Badger.
Thank you.
Those bristles, that mustache, I feel such an attraction.
So, my brain told me a funny joke, and I'm so tired that I'm laughing at it in my brain.
Perfect.
Okay. So Badger just looks at this person and goes, "Are you trying to ask me out on a date?"
Now, I know that the Badgers and the Foxes do not necessarily get along with the whole channel thing and the centuries of fighting, but I think we could make it work.
Listen, I'm a very busy man, Badger, and I have to get busy down on both my haunches to get deep into my quest. I can't be just side-saddled by some sweet stranger. So, what I will say is this. I pull out my Woodland Alliance badge, like, let's just be friends. Put it away.
Oh, after seeing that badge, Well, now, Fabio, you did not tell me these are the types of friends you carry these days.
I told you I was making amends, and I was changing, playing a new tune here. Look, I'm getting along. I could be your buddy. Maybe I'll get myself one of those badges these days.
I do not think we would ever give you a badge.
Come on now.
But have you-
Sabine, you're breaking my heart.
So tell me, what is the hottest gossip? As like smokes like a very French cigarette.
Well,
There must be a reason you come to visit me in such times.
look. We have been sent on, actually, in all seriousness, there's an issue. The tree's under siege. The bugs, they're coming.
What bugs? You tell me about insects?
Insects.
Insects,
Sabine,
I
you
said
wouldn't
insects.
believe. You would not believe the guts that come out of them. The legs, the carcasses, their wings. They're slimy. They
That
eat our
sounds
trees and
disgusting.
ooze black. They have no respect.
They
They
want
don't
to take our
respect-
tree?
That's what they said. They want to live in the earth, the life tree, the tree of life. They're gonna try and suck its power.
How many of them are there?
A swarm.
A
Could you
whole
believe
swarm?
these fucking bugs had the audacity to group up like this in our woods?
A swarm that could be anything from hundreds to thousands.
Yeah, that's why we've been sent here. We're looking for reinforcements. We met
Who
with,
sent you here?
Come on, Badger, what's his name? The mayor. And I pull out my notebook. I, Travis, don't remember, but Fabio would remember his name. Who's
I
the
remember his name. His name was Furry Bumblebee.
furry bumblebee?
That was his name.
Oh, my good friend Furbean Bubble.
Furby babble.
Right, of course. Who could forget our good friend
Furbean
Furburger
Bubble.
Bumblewax?
Furby and
He's
babble. Bear of town.
Furbean. He's what they say, bear. Maybe a simple folk, but an honest mayor. Looks out for the children, you know.
Quite. So we are here to speak with the leaders, and actually, he told us to meet Kenzie Furfella.
Oh, Kenzie, you want to meet with Kenzie tonight?
I do, and I
I
was
could arrange for such a
hoping-
thing.
Yes, that you would let us meet her.
Well. I think we can make this an arrangement. why don't you come back here, say nightfall, and I will have Kenzie here to talk. Maybe Kenzie has some plans we could get into motion. All right, Badger, you like the motion?
Yes, the motion of my job. Seriously, I am not available. I'm a very busy man. I'm married to the work.
You cannot blame a girl for trying.
I will. Fabulous. I come up and I go to give her a kiss on either side of the cheek, and I'll pull out the strawberry liqueur that he gave us, and I'll say, "We'll crack this in celebration once we've finalized the plan tonight." To sort of like solidify that, like the mayor did actually send us. Like this is only produced at his.
This is beautiful. Why did you not open with this? You will instantly win me with the wine.
Look, that's how serious this swarm is. My game's slipping. They've really got me all. My scales are quivering here. Look.
No need to quiver. I do not need more description of these scales. Come back in a few hours. And
right.
With that,
Well, really quick,
Oh.
Jim.
what do you got, Mochi? Let's hear it. Let's hear the chaos.
Just looking around, just trying to surveying the scene and listening in on everything that this madam here has to say. But I want to figure her out, and I would like to
Please
see
do.
if I can. All right. Let's put 0. All right, that's a 3. Oh, that's a 7.
All right. Hold 1. Spend a hold to ask a question from the pre-designated list of questions or one of your own. I'm not picky.
So, madam, I have a couple questions for you. What cartel have you may have heard of? Well, I don't know, like a bounty or something out on like a panda bear that might have been going around. Just asking for a friend.
This panda bear. I have never seen one before. Does it look like you?
Well, I'm like of a different variety, but yes. But if you see with your quintessential panda or someone asking about one, mind if you just keep your feelers out? You seem to know all the gossip. Maybe you would have heard if there's a bounty or a bounty hunter.
Well, if there's any bounties, they would come through me to run their ads. So I will make sure I keep my ears to the ground.
Fantastic. Thank you. And while I'm doing this, I will also like to ask, I get extra for my nose for gold. What is the most valuable thing they're carrying?
Probably the individual keys on the Gutenberg press. Without it, it cannot function, and a serious piece of information distribution would be removed from the entire region.
Oh man, my nature is kleptomaniac. And selfishly steal something valuable or important. Ugh. I can't resist. Can I use my roguish feat of pickpocket to try to steal this?
Sure. Tell me how that works really quick.
So I can roll with finesse and on, let's see, I have to look up specifically the one for pickpocket.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's tough for me, is making sure I know all of these individual feats. But
Yeah,
let
I
me see
got
if
it
I can
right.
find it really quick.
I'll race to you. All
So
right.
you said pickpocket?
Yeah.
I should be finding that.
Use stealthy from the character, trigger move.
It's on page 71 as pickpocket.
Uh,
Slipping a coin into a pouch or off a merchant's belt, lifting orders from the pocket of an officer in uniform. Any attempt to steal something subtly and covertly from a denizen's falls under pickpocketing roguish feat. It isn't for the ledgermine or stealing things from the table, for example. Those fall under sleight of hand. But when you're stealing something from another character, you're pickpocketing.
You heard
Or
it.
you're picking pockets. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Picking on them pockets.
Yeah, so I guess a 10 I get it, or a 7 to 9, it's up to you to feel how that would affect. And obviously a failure. I feel like I would just fail.
Okay, so let's see the roll.
Okay. Not looking good. Okay, that's
Thank
6,
goodness.
but I get plus. That's 6 plus 3, so 9.
With a 9, you are, I believe that's 7 to 9. I get to kind of like dictate what you steal. So what you end up getting away with, which is gonna be great. You're gonna love this. How old is Mochi, mentally or in IRL?
I mean, Mochi is probably about 7 years old, will be equivalent to like a 21-year-old.
Oh, perfect. So you steal the letters SEX, 6 and 9, and 420 for some strange reason.
He So just those specific numbers from the entire.
Those specific numbers, and then the letters SEX and A, the letter A, and an extra S for some strange reason. I don't know why.
Alrighty, I'll slip what I can and kind of back my way out with the rest of the group.
All right. So a few hours go by. Mochi, it appears that your exploit has gone swimmingly well. Sabine did not chase after you down the street or anything like that. And you had a pretty relaxing day, all in all. As in Windgap Refuge, everyone was all about the strawberries. Over in Fire Hollow, not Firefox Hollow, but in Fire Hollow, people are really big on eggs. It's kind of weird. There's like pretty much everybody has a hen house, and they're always raiding them. People really like omelets. Maybe it's like a French thing, but they're like always making omelets and crepes. So, you know, they have a lot of like acorn flour that is collected locally, and with that, they make little acorn crepes.
I feel like I'm gonna need to walk on eggshells here.
Don't worry. You
I
just
Sorry.
asked for that.
do it. You can start to gobble these up. I think the eggs are delicious here. This region makes the best.
Any other puns? Anybody in the crowd?
I know. My brain is so tired. I'm turning down
Excellent.
a hot French fox lady. What's wrong with me? I'm tired.
Excellent. So,
Excellent.
Excellent.
Perfect.
yeah, excellent. So a few hours, like night falls, and under the guise of night, y'all make it back to the town crier. And inside, with the light still on, by that I mean the candles are burning because they don't have electricity. Sabine is sitting at one of the desks next to what looks like another fox. This one has white fur, almost like an Arctic fox. And you see them kind of hunched over what looks like you would have thought is like an engineering kind of desk for a drawing. It's like a big slanted desk, a lot of papers, but they're actually doing like a layout for like the newspaper. And upon closer inspection, when y'all enter the room, ding ding, the bell goes. They turn to look at you, and you get a better view. It's actually a map, and it's very similar to the same map that mysteriously has appeared on our stream. Believe it or not, I don't know how that happens, but it does keep happening. And it appears that after kind of informing Sabine about all the deets with Oakenhold and Windgap Refuge and everything else, they've they've drawn like a couple extra lines and like made some circles about where things could be supported. And you see that, this Kenzie character seems to really be making at least some plans on how to take care of these spotted lanternflies, the swarm. And what would you like to do as you enter into the building?
I see you can still make good on your word, Sabine. This must be Kenzie here. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Fabio Squama Diorio.
Of course, I keep my promises, you silly little Fabio.
I'm just teasing, doll. These are my accomplices here. Mochi, my niece Stacy, and Badger the Badger.
Damn glad to meet you. Kenzie Furfella here. And, which one of yous has the badge?
Badger with the badge.
Badger.
With the badge.
Yes.
I should have known. That Badger badge makes perfect sense. You must be the leader, correct?
Me? No. Well, no. You see, I fight for the leader, who is Fabio Squarma de Oro, but also the Woodland Alliance.
You don't have to whisper. We're inside of this secretive organization's base of operations.
Look, I brought some family here. I got my niece, I got some muscle, and my friends. We were out on an expedition. Look, I pulled us together.
Your niece?
Yeah,
Well, who is she?
She needed some more world experience, so I decided to bring her along. Come on,
Hi.
Stacy.
Hi.
Step up.
Hello.
Just based on instinct, Kenzie kind of takes this map and rolls it up and puts it away because just getting a vibe of the chaos then Stacy can kind of unfurl.
My name is Stacy. And
What's your name?
It's Stacy.
Very nice. And who
yeah.
are you? You sneaky looking fella.
I think he's talking to you. Oh wait, no, I'm the only one left. Yeah, I'm Mochi. You never heard of me, trust me. Don't even try to think about it.
Whatever, Mushy. Mushy? You said your name was Mushy?
Mochi, like the dessert. Never mind.
Like an ice cream.
Look,
Your
buddy,
name
don't
is
call-
Ice Cream.
Don't call me ice cream. I hate that name. If you know what's good for you, you watch it, all right? Calling me ice cream. What kind of...
Whatever you say, Mushy. In that case, I've been talking to Sabine here, and I think I figured it out. You said this swarm is coming from Oakenhold, right? That's the gist of it. Did you cross any swords with them? Did you get into any battles, any skirmishes?
Oh yeah, we squished a few of them bugs.
All right. I like to hear it. Well,
Stacy here did. Boop! She led the charge. You wouldn't believe it.
Ugh, it was dumb luck.
Tail just drops from social anxiety.
I was gonna say she used a giant boulder to destroy all the buggies. It was fantastic, tactically sound, I would say.
Boop! And Sabine comes out from the back. You didn't even notice that she was gone. She comes out from the back with that bottle of strawberry wine. She actually had it chilling in her
Chill
root
box.
cellar in the basement. And yes, I did do it, Badger. I did say root cellar. And brings it out. It has a nice chill to it. Pours out into some like little cups, not actual wine glasses, but this isn't the occasion for wine glasses. This is the occasion for some cups. And you all share some cups of wine as Kenzie continues.
Now, I love to infiltrate, to spy, and to collect blackmail. And I have a cracker way to get over and see who's running their operation. I think if we get in front of it, we cut the head off. It's like a snake.
Not a skank.
Looking at you, Stacy. The head of a snake. We'll cut it off, and hopefully they all turn their stupid little spotted wings and get out of here. You all down for some nighttime surveillance? Maybe find their leader, confront them?
Look, I came here to do two things, and that's to fight forever and to make friends. So I'm here to kill all the bugs.
How much are you saying it pays? I mean, we're saving the entire forest. I
think it pays the tree of life from dying.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, praise the tree of life. Oh, magical entity and all that. But I want some coin. Come on, make it worth my while.
Sure. Promises and that.
My promises and all that other stuff. All right, I'm holding you to it. I'm in then.
If we survive tonight, you can have all the riches you'd like from this very room.
All right. Deal.
You shake on it, in fact. And after that shake, we kind of time skip forward from traveling. Unless, actually, Stacy, I'd love it if you could roll for some travel, because we're going to go off the beaten path.
Okay. Just 2d6?
That's it.
Come on, skink magic.
4.
That could be good. Oh no. Oh, that's right.
not good.
I
That is not a
forgot.
good thing.
We're playing Power by the Apocalypse. Never mind.
Yeah, 4, not good in this situation. But
Wait, can
I
I
have
add
an
that
idea.
+2 from
Oh, yeah.
forever ago?
you
And
can
your
add
die.
an extra die if you'd really like. You can
Add the D6
Add-
donation die.
how did you want to proceed? Did you want to go quick? I imagine y'all would be going pretty quick because you have to just kind of like do this in the middle of the night. So
Oh, yeah. Beeline it.
probably
Let's get it
mark an
done.
exhaustion and a
Depletion.
depletion. Thank
All
you.
of
I
us?
was thinking of the word. Yep, because they're going fast.
I'm fine with that.
And add 2 to that roll. So you had a 4 plus 2, and then would you like to do anything else to get that over the edge?
Can I help?
like-
I was
Oh,
like,
sure.
I don't know what else I can do.
You could either add your extra d6, or you could get some help from Mochi. Apparently, how are you gonna help Mochi?
I'm gonna be like, look, we don't got time to waste again. Come on. Use your crazy voodoo magic to get us out of here. Go.
I like it. So with a 7, y'all make your way. Honestly, Kenzie is also going to be giving you guys a bunch of help, as he knows this part of the woods like the back of his paw. And even though he's like a white Arctic fox, he puts on, it's very adorable. It's like a little beanie, but has like holes for the ears. And it's like a very French black turtleneck. And this looks like it's ready to like honestly, Mochi, you're kind of jealous of how ready for a heist that Kenzie kind of looks. Badger, you're like, this is exactly what I thought the secret CIA would be looking like with the Woodland Alliance. And so y'all make it to this knoll, this grassy knoll. And looking down, you kind of see a whole legion of spotted lanternflies, and they are just cutting down, eating, and destroying every tree in sight. And they're about like halfway between Oakenhold and Fire Hollow, just for reference. So they are on the way to this place. So it's kind of good that you didn't slow down the entire way, because they might have made it to Fire Hollow before you got there if you would have been taking your time the whole way.
All right, you see that?
And he like points down to one specific tent where it's like a red tent, and the rest of them are gray with black dots. It's very spotted-y. But one of them is like orangish red, one of the tents in particular. And you can kind of see from like the lamp light on the inside of this tent that there's 3 silhouettes moving around. And as you are, kind of scoping out everything, scoping out a path to get down there and whatnot, people start going to all these spotted lanternflies. They stop buzzing with excitement, and gradually, after an hour or two of waiting, they all fall asleep. The red tent, however, still has their candles burning, their lanterns on, and you see the 3 figures moving around, generally standing around a table.
Now, I have a feeling that in that tent, we'll find their leader. Would you four, as I can't go, I'm the leader of this organization, it would be bad. You don't send the president in for, a strike. Usually I have my own room where I'm deep underground somewhere thinking about it while you all are doing it, and then I get a report later.
And I thought I was a scaredy cat.
I'm a fox, thank you very much.
Scaredy fox. Yes.
I'm a wily fox, okay?
That's okay. I'm a scaredy skink.
I'm not scared. But anyways, get down there, see what you can do, and kill the bastard. Send them all running.
Listen, I am about as stealthy as a fart in a knapsack. I don't think I can make it without drawing attention, but I'm willing to try.
Well, I'll just hope it's silent, but deadly.
Pulls out greatsword. Well, as the youth like to say, let's fucking go! And I'll start charging for the red tent.
Okay. Is anybody else going to do anything while this is happening?
Oh, brother, I'm hiding in the stealth. I'm just gonna go ahead and just disappear into the shadows, because he's about to just cause all types of fucking shit to happen right now, as I will like to remain hidden and use an exhaustion.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, after the little therapy session that Badger had provided for me the evening before, I see him charging in, and I'm like, I'm gonna emulate Badger, and I just run right after, using my Daredevil move.
Oh, what is that?
You're at your luckiest when you go into danger without hesitation.
That's definitely what you're doing here.
When you dive into a dangerous situation without forethought or planning, treat yourself as having luck armor with 1 box of wear. The luck armor automatically goes away once the danger has passed, and the next time you would have luck armor, you gain it as if it was brand new with clear boxes.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, let's fucking do it. Mark that down.
Yep, so I now have luck armor.
Excellent. So you're charging right behind Badger.
Just like holding one
As-
of my, like, taken off tails.
Oh my god. I love it. The more demure and reserved Fabio, what are you doing?
I am making sure that we don't get any, because there's one. You said that there were 3 people in that tent, right?
Correct. 3 outlines.
3 outlines, or assumed 3 people out there. I'm going to make sure that I'm assuming that Badger and Stacy are going to get one of them each, and I am going to, because my crossbow is ranged, or I need to be further away.
Yep.
I'm going to be at a slight distance, but I'm going to try and like circle around the tent, such that I could potentially get vision. And I've dipped one of my arrows in the poison, the deadly poison I've made. And I'm going to try and shoot him if I get the chance. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, and Mochi, what are you trying to do?
Okay. Roll with me here.
That's my plan.
I have in my possession, in my bag, and I'm stealthy right now. I'm in the shadows. I took an exhaustion for that. I have in my bag a grappling hook. Okay. So maybe I sneak up close towards the tent, right? And when they're least expected, like in between all the other creepy crawlies, and try to get right there. And I fire directly at it, just from the shadows. That's one thing. And then if that works, I would like to then try something as my actual move. Oh, another move I would like to do, and like a combo effect type of thing.
So you're trying to also like do a ranged shot type motion?
Yes.
Are you going in the same direction as Fabio, or are you going like circle the opposite direction?
I'm going the opposite direction. I don't want to get busted. Whatever the least area with the least amount of creepy crawlies there are, that's like within like 50 feet or so. That's how long the grappling hook goes.
For sure, for sure. I love everything that's happening here, and I also love the fact that so there's just like very neat and organized rows of these spotted black and gray tents, and like right at the head there's this one single tent, and there, like I said, you started off with like being on like the top of like this gentle knoll, this gentle grassy knoll. And it just so happens that there are multiple people going around to make a ranged shot. And as you circle around, both of you, you both notice that there are open flaps on each side. It's almost like the top has been pulled to the side, and it's open for you to get a good, clear shot of whoever is in there. That's all happening. You're preparing your shots. Are any of you going to like take aim and do anything like that?
Totally.
Okay, I think that adds like an extra +1 to your ranged attack whenever you do that, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
I could be wrong. Travis, you are also muted in case you were saying something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I want to like, get in between these tents, sort of the same idea as Mochi, and sort of snipe them in. And I will also like to point out that the crossbow that I have has the iron bolts property, so it inflicts an additional wear, and when harm is absorbed by an armor, so it can pierce.
Oh, okay.
And I also did dip it in the poison that I created.
You did in fact do that.
So I'll shoot when possible.
I understand. how do you want to time it with Badger and Stacy?
I think what would be perfect is Badger and Stacy run in and do their humongo like bash, and maybe the bugs are surprised and two of them run out and Mochi and I get the chance to snipe them.
Yeah, I love that plan for the both of you. Badger, Stacy, are you like screaming as you do this? Like, I just imagine like a Braveheart scenario where you're just like running with like a sword and like Stacy's like flipping and flopping around behind you.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Please go on.
So I'm gonna rush into that tent. Now you said there's 3 people inside the tent, correct?
Yeah, as you approach this tent, 2 well-trained looking guards, each having a morning star in their hands. They circle out the sides of the tent, leaving one figure in the middle. And I'm assuming you're going to engage in some melee with these skilled bugs.
Now, let me ask you this. What is the limitation to how many things I can spend exhaustion and wear in one action?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about Root the Tabletop RPG, actually. There are no single actions per turn. You kind of just tell me what you want to do, and then we talk it out and have a conversation.
Well, sounds good. Because I want to jump in there, and with my blade being both sharp and large, and having the Storm a Group action, I just want to go full frickin' just a typhoon of a big greatsword.
I fucking love that. So I think as you're doing that, you peel off to the right and you attack the one skilled soldier with this attack of yours, this flurry of blows, you could almost say, if this was a different kind of game. And you end up, I think you have to roll might, correct?
Yes, I have to roll might.
Yeah, roll some might for me.
Yeah. So the good thing about that is that my might's a +3, and even better is that I roll die face 10, so it's a 13.
I love it.
And so sharp means I'm going to add a harm to my weapon. But wait, it's a foxsteel weapon, which means I don't add wear to the first wear attack I use.
Beautiful.
Then large, I mark an exhaustion to inflict an extra harm. So that's 2 bonus harm for the weapons, and Storm a Group allows me to basically trade harm. So I'm taking all this bonus +2 to them. They're hitting me for whatever they want. But since I got a 13, so I was researching like crazy, I get to have 2 added abilities to this jumping into the fray of things. And these 2 added abilities that I'm going to choose are, what are you doing? Don't go backwards. Why would you go backwards? That makes no sense. I am going to add into this, where is the ability, Storm a Group. It's almost there. Nope, that's Vicious Strike. That's Trick Shot. Here we go, Storm a Group. 10 plus, choose 2 abilities. The things I'm going to add is I am going to use them against each other by marking another exhaustion again, and they inflict their harm against themselves. So
yeah. Okay.
All the trading harm goes back to them, so I take no harm. On top of that, with my last little addition, I am going to show them up, inflicting 2 morale harm. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, I got it. So I'm not going to explain it right now because we're running a little bit low on time. But Stacy, what are you going to add to this annihilation of a situation?
Are there any torches outside of this tent?
There actually is. It's almost like there's street lamps, but there's just like 2 very tall lit torch type devices on either side of the tent flaps.
Okay, so this is what I sort of see happening. I see Stacy sort of getting like underfoot of Badger, and when Badger goes to swing his greatsword, he accidentally like elbows Stacy, who ends up falling into the torch, which ends up falling onto the tent, and then it starts getting set on fire.
Yeah.
using my arsonist move.
Oh, yeah, you definitely are gonna wreck something with this. Uncontrolled flame. Yeah, roll with some luck for me to see how this goes.
Awesome. That would be a 10.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about this resolution, but I just want Mochi and Fabio to roll their ranged attacks so I can give you all the paint. I'm gonna paint you this picture, and then we're gonna get Stacy out of here because it is bedtime for Stacy.
Yeah.
I rolled 2 6s.
Get the fuck out
Yes.
Yes. Let's go.
of here. Omar, you are muted, Tailweaver.
I totally am. God damn it. So the one thing I want to add that maybe that'll help paint the fiction is that I want to use my ability called parkour. Since I am jumping out of the shadows and get the +3 ongoing, and if I use a parkour which allows me to, it's basically run super fast without being interrupted by anything, and I roll with finesse. My plan is to then, as this is catching on fire, wrap it around as I spin around and almost like catching the flames underneath my feet as I trap these big things inside the tent so they can't escape. They just burn to ashes.
Okay,
like all of the tents that are there.
As much as I can get.
Oh
so,
wow!
So this is exactly what fucking happens, and I'm so glad you all are in the same brain wavelength as me. Badger comes in, ducks, spins, cuts. The first guard goes down almost instantly. Turns around, swings, trips, hits Stacy. Stacy falls over, hits this great fucking torch. It falls over, sets the red tent on fire. As this happens, Fabio releases his crossbow shot. Mochi, you're running around spinning. You actually attached a small rope to the end of your arrow that you shot, right?
It was a grappling hook, so it was
A
already
grappling
has
hook. Oh, perfect. It already has a rope. That grappling hook does catch on fire, and it starts, and it just keeps going and going, and it like lands onto the next tent, the first gray with black spotted tent. And for some reason, they have like a line going between all of the tents. It's a single string that has bells. So when they had to wake up in the morning, they'd all wake up at the same time as an alarm. Unfortunately for them, that spells their demise. You all rolled so well that the line catches, and the fire, surely enough, spreads from tent to tent to tent. Fabio, your arrow, your bolt, I should say, fires true, and you hit Bugstifer Bagumbus square in the head, killing that invader.
Sayonara, sucker. Lights out for you.
That's amore.
That's
As the
amore.
entire legion of spotted lanternflies trying to invade your section of the woods burn up into ashes. Kenzie on the grassy knoll cheers and shouts, "Yes! For the tree of life!" And that's where we're going to cut it, everybody. That was fucking amazing, y'all.
Woo,
Saving the
awesome.
day, saving the forest. Although now you have a forest fire to put out, but that's what end credit scenes are for, am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all have
Exactly.
shawarma later. It'll be good.
That's for sure.
Really quick, Erica, thank you so much for being a player in this two-shot. I have missed having you at my table so much. Really quick, do you have any stars and wishes before you jump out of here? I know it is like bedtime for you, but if you could
It's
go real
okay.
quick.
I just gotta feed the baby.
Babe.
Baby. No, just really super happy that I was able to play and just sort of like getting back into the TTRPG scene. Like it's just been absolutely great. It has brought me so much joy. So thank you all so much for just, letting me be a part of it. So yeah. And hopefully I can just play again. So
Definitely. I will try to get this going again because this was so much fun.
So much fun.
awesome. All right. Well, I've gotta run. But
Bye-bye.
Bye, Erica.
Bye, everyone.
Love you.
Bye, everybody. Love you, Erica.
Bye, Erica. That's your real name.
Definitely not Stacy.
Bye, Stacy.
Boys, it's been a Monday. Yeah.
It definitely has.
Oh,
And
yeah.
with that, PJ, let's hear from you. What were your stars and wishes for the two shot here?
Will do.
Or I mean, if you have any other wishes. I mean, we're
Yeah,
kind of done.
I mean,
but...
my wish was to get some combat in, and boy, I had one hell of a time in that fight. So thank you so much for making that wish come true of getting to fight. Yeah, so I guess my wish would just be more fighting.
More shenanigans, more fighting.
More shenanigans. The Arbiter is a very cool playbook. It is one of the few that is, I think, the heaviest into combat vis-a-vis social engagement. It still does have social abilities, but most of them are for combative situations. So anyway, more fighting, love that. Stars. Obviously huge shout out to Erica, Stacy, Stinks, gets so many other words. The skink. Her like Rube Goldberg designs in the moment were amazing. Her character was just such an adorable little chaos gremlin. And big thank you to her for showing up and making that character awesome. For Fabio, you know how to convince people to make an offer they can't refuse. And I always love your role playing. Same with Omar. I always love your role playing. Your character is such a fun like spectrum. Like all four of us together, we make such a huge spectrum of like what a group can look like, and I really love seeing that in action. Thank you for putting up with my half-awake brain. The convention weekend was exhausting, and Lord knows my role play was not my strongest. So thank you so much for just yes-anding and being awesome hosts and fellow players. So I think that's my stars and wishes. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for playing with us, PJ. It's amazing to have you at our table as well. Who wants to go next? Travis or Tailweaver?
I'll go next. I think that everyone deserves a star tonight. It was so funny and awesome, and like we like literally belly laughed multiple times today. So Erica, I loved that she was so willing to like be my niece. Like I was like, I'm a lizard when we were doing player creation. She's like, I'm a lizard too. Can we be related? Or like can we like work it together? And I was like, yes. And that was so much fun. So I'm so glad that we got to like bring you some of that energy, and like she's part of the family was like funny. Badger is Badger, Mr. Badger with the badge. Love it. I know you said that you felt like you were a little low energy today, but it was really, I don't know why you'd say that, because you brought it and it was so wonderful. So you deserve a well rest after the con, but especially after this one. So thanks so much for being here, and it was so much fun hearing you roleplay, and you're always a pleasure. So continue bringing the awesome, and just like literally every time you said your name multiple times was like every one of my favorite moments. So and Omar, every single time, especially with the costume, why are you gagging? He gives it to you every time. I think that Mochi was so funny, and I'm so glad that you got into like some antics. But also, girl, you got me mad. Like I was just like, he's stealing. We're trying to be good people. Like I know I'm evil, but like I steal from corporations. You're stealing from children. So like that gagged me, and like y'all know how I feel about children. So let's just leave it at that. So that was really funny. And stars to you, Zeki, for running this game. I loved it. It was so funny. And thanks for indulging my like Italian wall lizard semi
You almost slipped into Dutch at one point, and I'm glad you were able to pull it back. I loved it so much.
Thank you. But I also have to say, like, I like joked about being Zeki was like, the swarm is evil, like don't pick it. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna pick it. But what if I sympathize with it and like let me run with the idea? And like it just didn't work out for this one shot, but I really loved like Fabio came out of that. So thank you for indulging me.
If you guys would have like chosen the option of like not attacking full out and just like actually having the conversation with Bugstifer Bagumbus, you could have had that moment where you could have sympathized. I like left it open for you to
Oh
have.
yeah, no, but in this moment
But,
it was
like-
like kill him, fuck the
Yeah.
bugs. So I was
Yeah,
like, let's just
so-
go. No, I love that the option existed and it was there. And just I know a small tangent just for all there. So obviously the swarm is the spotted lanternfly, which is an invasive species here in New Jersey, Eastern Coast, where we're from. The Italian wall lizard is also an invasive species in New Jersey, and that's why like Zeki made the joke as like why I would potentially be another.
They
invasive
eat the
species.
spotted
They
lantern
eat,
flies.
and
It's like
they
a thing.
also eat the spotted lanternflies. Like it's like a whole thing. So, and they were introduced in Mount Holly, New Jersey. So that's why my clearing was the Mount Holly clearing, because like I'm from one of the original smuggled wall lizards. So a little extra behind the scenes. So thank you for indulging me with that. That was so much fun. So props there, and my wishes are just to like play more games. I'm really loving these, so hope to see more of these one shots, and that's all I guess. And again, I'm Travis, or Fabio Desquama, or Zendark, your resident wizard here at A Tale of D20s.
Yes. And that leaves our resident tail weaver.
Hey everyone, it's your resident tail weaver Omar here, and I had a wonderful time. Root is so fantastic. We need to like run a campaign on it next month, maybe, or in a couple
It's
months.
almost like we need a campaign for it to really get into some combat and like go into all these different like crunchy elements about it. It's definitely the crunchiest Root game. I agree.
Sounds like we're gonna maybe. I'm with the GM of Zeki, huh? That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, because I had an amazing time. I thought, PJ, you need to not sell yourself short. You're saying RP is not your thing. You thrived at it, especially in a system that depends on the role play. I thought you caught on so fantastically, and just not only was able to do give and take, but you started so many good things that we were able to feed off and bounce off of. So fantastic job. Awesome. I loved your character. I laughed too much times. And Travis, oh my goodness, I laughed all the time with you, how you personified your character. I thought it was funny. And then like the one-liner quips here and there that you did with Erica was really funny. Like you saw, like she dropped this, and you were like, I think my favorite line was like, "What do you do with your tail out there? Why are you doing that? What do you think?
You're embarrassing the family. Go and pick up your tail.
Go pick up your tail." Maria, go pick up your tail.
Oh, Mara.
I just thought it was fucking hilarious. And I loved Erica's character so much, Stacy, that was able to kind of have this weird rivalry thing and just kind of freak out like she's a Jinx. No, don't let her get anywhere near me. So I have that kind of like antagonistic relationship. But even though she didn't want it, she just wanted to be friends, and I'm like, nope. So it was really I thought that was really fun to go back on. So kudos to her as well. And Zeki, once again, amazing job. This was super fun. I love being able to play different characters and dive into them and just do silly stuff. And also torture my own players in these things. I was like, what's the most chaotic thing? Good. I'm going to super speed this, steal everything I can see. I'm like, yeah, take that.
And I just love letting it happen. So it's wonderful to see like the creative stuff you come up with.
Oh, I love it. I love playing in on your campaigns.
I had so much fun playing with all of my players tonight. Seriously, it was above and beyond like one of the best things that I think I've DM'd whatever in like the past like 2 years. It was so much fun. I think we had such like really great little quips and one-liners like you all had kind of mentioned. And to me, that like the ability for me to kind of like talk about what's happening and like give you guys a scene to interact with and then just like see where you all take it was by far my favorite part of this whole thing. I was really kind of happy with how combat played out because I was really nervous about it. But I think we literally and figuratively killed it. We were able to like do things with like cleaving, which isn't necessarily a move where you like hurt somebody, but it's a move where you like get rid of their equipment kind of a thing, and it opens up for more stuff. And I loved how all of you kind of played off of that, kind of stepping into a bigger and bigger domino effect in how it ended, but it all started with Badger cleaving open that armor. Um, and it wouldn't have ended bringing the house down otherwise, I think. So great job to all of my players tonight. You all are stars in my eyes. And my wish is that, you know, I can kind of make this game of Root like a full campaign. That's my wish. So let's see if we can make it all make my dreams come true. Again, thank you all for playing. Thank you all for being here in our audience tonight. Again, we are trying to raise some money for the Trevor Project, which helps LGBTQIA plus individuals, minors, people who are still children in their government's eyes. They need help, they need support that they can't actually get themselves because you remember, if you aren't a minor or a young person yourself, you can remember what it was like and how much power you thought you had. The Trevor Project helps empower these people and giving them the support and things that they need to thrive and survive in a very cold, hard world. So if you have the funds and you can do that, please be more than happy to do that for us. If not, spread the word. We got a few more games coming out the rest of the month, and join us for the laughs and the drama, depending on what game's being played. And we'll see you on the next one. So, Tailweaver, what's that famous thing you say at the end of every episode?
From the first chapter to the last page, be kind to one another, spread love, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.
See you later.
Cue the
Bye.
outro.